Good afternoon and welcome to the replay. Today we're going to be doing some ink on a t-shirt. Now I'm just placing the ink mat inside the shirt to protect the other side from the ink going through. And I'm using one of our new transfers. It's called Wife Mom Boss. Super cute. I know all the women in the family are the bosses, right? But multiple occupations for us. So I'm just lining it up on the t-shirt here. Want to make sure that it's straight, and then you want to press down. Now you'll notice that I did not fuzz the transfer. The only time that I don't fuzz transfers is when I'm putting them on fabric. You want it to be super sticky. Now here I'm just covering up the crown that's on here with some placement tape because I want to use a different crown from another transfer set. And that is it there. Now for my colors, I was originally going to use Regal, Mauvelous, and Ocean Mist, but I changed my mind and I think the Regal was just a little bit too dark. So I changed it to Almond. So we're going to do 3 different colors. And I'm going to start with the Almond. And just do the first word in the transfer. Now you want to make sure that you start just above the transfer area and pull it down, and don't go in different directions because that could cause bleeding. So try and be conscious of how you're putting the paste on or the ink on. So we'll just finish covering up this. And then we can move on to the next color. There, I'm taking the excess off and putting it back in the jar. So you're not throwing away any ink, which is amazing that we can just put it right back in the jar and save it for next time. But always make sure that you scrape your excess off the transfer. Okay, so now we're going to use Ocean Mist for Mum. And just put that all across, and I'm just being careful that I don't go into the next word, because I have been known to do that. Now I probably could have used a small squeegee instead of the mini squeegee, but I just like that I have a little bit more control with the mini, especially when I don't want to go into another area. Okay, so we're just taking the excess off here. And now we're going to use Mauvelous for Boss. I love this color. It's so pretty. Again, you want to be careful that you're not getting it in anywhere else that you don't want it. Just a little bit more there. All right. And I think that is it. We got everything covered. Just put that aside. And now we're going to take the transfer off, and removing the transfer, you want to do it a little bit slower because the ink stays wet a lot longer than when you chalk. So just be careful pulling your transfer up. I'm going to place it in the water bath so that I can get it washed. I don't really want the ink to dry in the silkscreen area, so it's always a good idea to wash it right away. And now I'm just going to dry it a little bit before I go to add the last two pieces to it. Now I'm using an embossing gun here, heat tool. You just want to be really careful that you don't melt your ink mat. So just kind of keep going back and forth. All right, now I'm going to use copper ink for the crown. I just really like the copper color. It's just so deep and vibrant. Love it. And as you can see, I'm using a smaller squeegee from a mini that I cut up into 3 different pieces. So I've got some really tiny squeegees. Just perfect for projects like this. And there's one. I'll just add another one down here. And that is it for that. Put the transfer in the water bath, and I can clean it after. Now we're going to dry it again. I want to make sure it's really dry before I heat set it. Okay. So now we're going to take out the ink mat. Because you don't want that in there when you heat set it. And I'm just being careful because I don't want the ink to get in any other areas of the t-shirt. So I put it on a heat press pad, which protects my surface. And now I'm going over it again with the heat gun just to make sure it's really dry. Okay, we're just about there. Like I said, I'm making sure that it's really dry. Now I'm just going to get I have a craft mat. It's a Teflon sheet, and I want to cover that. If you don't have a Teflon sheet, you can absolutely use parchment paper. It works just as good. I just happen to have all the stuff from before. Now I'm using a Cricut Easy Press, but if you don't have an Easy Press, you can use a household iron, and you would iron it for 4 minutes on each side. Once you've ironed it, it is permanent. You can put it in the washer and the dryer, and it will not come off. I have so many t-shirts and pillows and stuff that I've done, and it's just like the day I made it. So here with the Easy Press, I need to do it for 30 seconds on each side. Now I did this one for a minute because the surface is a little bit bigger. So I did set the timer twice. And then I'm going to turn the t-shirt inside out. And I'm going to do it again. You can see the steam coming off the t-shirt there. Okay, so now we're going to do it for 30 seconds. And you can see why it's a good idea to have an ink mat in between, because that color that's coming through would have gone to the back of the shirt, and that wouldn't have been a good thing. So here we're just doing another 30 seconds on the inside. And then once that's done, We are good to go. So while I'm doing this, I do have a VIP group. If you'd like to get the link for that, comment #VIP and I will get you the link. And I've got specials going on in there that I can't post on my public page. Also, if you'd like more information about our subscription box, comment #club and I will get you that information. It's an amazing deal. You get a transfer and 3 coordinating pastes delivered to your house every month for $26.99 plus tax, and shipping is free. Thanks for watching.